I want to say thank you for your time and thank you for coming out today. This past week, 4 of my Republican opponents met in a forum just up the road in Dassel. My opponents are working really hard to define themselves, align themselves along with the Michelle Bachmans, the Sarah Palins, and the Glenn Becks of their party. They openly use terms like freedom and liberty as a platform to maintain their status quo. And they're actually using freedom and liberty and saying that Democrats don't embrace freedom and liberty. Freedom and liberty are concepts that I spent 11 years of my life defending for this country. And while they talk about freedom and liberty, I'm the only candidate in this race that's actually donned a Kevlar vest and carried an M4 rifle overseas and defended freedom. When state budget cuts put more than 40,000 Minnesotans at risk without access to affordable and quality health care, I have to ask, is that freedom? Is that liberty? When no new tax pledges force our local governments to raise property taxes and push seniors out of their family homes, homes that they've owned for generations, is that freedom? Is that liberty? When the state literally takes $17.4 million from schools just inside of Senate District 18, in this district, is that the freedom they speak of? I mean, over the years, and we've talked rhetorically that they're taking money from our kids, they're taking money from our schools, and now we're literally doing that. But we have a choice, and it's our time to choose. We can choose a decade more of we could choose a decade more of status quo in St. Paul and a deficit of common sense. Or we can commit right here today to a new direction, if you stand with me. If you believe that every Minnesotan should have access to affordable and quality health care, I ask that you stand with me. If you believe that third graders here in Senate District 18 should have access to the same level of funding as kids down in Edina, I ask that you stand with me. If you believe that our small businesses and farmers can blaze a path to economic freedom out here in Senate District 18, then I ask that you stand with me. If you believe in a people-powered and forward-thinking campaign, a grassroots campaign, then I ask that you stand with me and join our team today. Folks, we have to rally behind our endorsed candidates this spring so that we can finally elect a Democrat governor and send Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann off to the job that she's actually qualified for. And that's co-hosting with Glenn Beck. When we stand together united as one, from Annandale down to Stewart, we can finally begin to rebuild from this past decade of problems in St. Paul. That's if we move forward together. Before I close, I'm going to ask a few things of you. Number one, I ask that you join our campaign, join our team. I ask that you volunteer for an hour a week with our campaign. My campaign manager, Tom, myself, Dory, my sister, Candy, we can all find things for you to do, whether calling, door knocking, and we're going to take this district back by going door to door, house to house, precinct by precinct, and we're going to take this district back. I ask that you write a check to our campaign. Our opponents, they'll spare no expense in ensuring that this seat remains in the hands of the Republican Party. And your donation helps us spread our positive and forward-thinking message all across our district. And lastly, I ask that you share our message, because this truly is our message. It's not my message. Share our message with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers, everybody. Just share this message. I'm the only candidate in this race that's raised my right hand 4 times and pledged. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. And I'll be honored to raise my right hand in St. Paul 11 months from now and work for you. My name's Hal Kimball, and I'm going to be your next state senator.